Hello and welcome to Makings Fishery and the very first Guru Match Academy. Over the next 2 days, we have 27 lucky young anglers and some of the best match brains in the business. Our students have come from far and wide and they are like sponges, gagging to learn new techniques. And over the next 3-hour tutorial and then this afternoon's 3-hour match, we'll keep you abreast of everything that goes on. And they've got off to an absolute flyer. Go on, son. Woohoo!
When I picked Steve, I felt really happy because I knew Steve was a good angler. I felt that he can really help me improve on my fishing and help me and make me a better angler in the long run.
The first thing I identified with Alex is his casting needed a little bit of work. A lot of people, and particularly youngsters, they do a lot of pole fishing and then maybe neglect the rod and line style. And the first thing that became apparent, we've got a really good island swim, but the most important part about an island swim is being able to cast accurately. So what we've spent most of the morning on is just working on his casting. We haven't done a lot of fishing, just working on using his left hand to create some rod speed, right length of line between rod tip and the bomb or the feeder, and just pointing the rod where he wants it to go. And gradually as the day's gone on, he's just got better and better.
Now then, Ad, my friend, you've definitely got the most difficult end of the lake. Beautiful wind hacking in, but it's making fishing a little bit difficult for your two students.
Yeah, it has been. They've done brilliant though, to be honest. We started off on the method to the island, and
hell of a chuck to the island from here.
Yeah, but both of them can do it, and they've really surprised me. Luke especially just picked up the rod and chucked it straight against there. I think his feeder's actually got grass stains on it.
Now, this is your little brainchild.
Yeah.
It's obvious why we're here, but actually we're not just here to play. There's a significant prize at the end of the day as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a big prize at the end of the day. To be totally honest, we've taken the idea from the carp lads from Carp Academy, which we do, and I went down once and saw it and thought I'd love to do this for match anglers.
Yeah.
So the idea is I wanted to bring on actual match anglers, not beginners, because, you know, everyone can help beginners, but, you know, we've got a good bunch of lads that can help bring on match anglers to that next stage.
Yeah, and the standard of the actual students today is high, isn't it?
I'm gobsmacked.
It's good.
Phenomenal. I don't really want to fish against any of them.
You're out of a job, son.
I think so, but no, they've been brilliant. The main thing, what we're going to do is, which we're trying to look for, and to help people progress to that next stage, is we're going to offer a once-in-a-lifetime sponsorship to who we think, doesn't necessarily have to be the winner, who we think's the most improved and's got the most forward thinking.
Yeah, all-round skills as well.
Yeah, and you know, we want to see them under pressure and we want to see them progress, but at the end of the day, it's just great to see anglers improving, and if we can help them a little bit.
Most importantly, everyone's got a smile on their face.
Yeah, 100%, that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
So have I, because it's lunchtime right now. Wonderful. Now then, Morgan, you drew a pretty good peg that actually suits your favourite way of fishing, right the way down to the ground. So talk us through it and how you set it up.
So I've got a pellet waggler of 8 grams, which is the Adrenaline Crystal waggler, running between 2 Guru float stops.
Yep.
And then I've got a hook length of about 2.5 foot.
Wicked.
Down to a which is attached loop to loop, and then down to an 18 pellet waggler hook and an 8mm pellet.
Brilliant, very simple, exactly the same way as I set mine up. This swim absolutely suits this down to the ground. Do you think this is going to be the key for you later on in the match, putting a big bag of fish together?
Yeah, it's definitely going to help.
Yeah.
I think with the weather being quite hot.
Oh, I'll tell you what, put it there. You've already had one fish as well, haven't you? You've only been fishing for what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Superb. Looked very smooth. I was watching from over there, so keep up the good skills. Good man.
Brilliant thing that Guru are doing. I wish something like this was about when I was starting. when it's bright and sunny, because I think it's really important to try and get your rig past the shadow of your pole. The carp, they're not eating, they're just up in the layers, do you know what I mean, sunning themselves. But if you can flick a rig and it makes that little plop, it will get one to turn into it. But if you're trying to do it underneath your pole tip, when you're moving your pole and the shadow's moving, it come in, see the shadow and just spook straight out of the peg. Shannon on the end, she's a bit unsure about feeder fishing, so we've had a little bit of a practice of that to start with. Again, it's not just about the fishing and the fishing their match, it's trying to send them home with, you know, better than they came here.
Started on the feeder because it's not my strongest point. He's just gone through the basics with me and sorted out my casting, and it's a lot better.
The more we do it, the more we, you know, the accuracy will come. The main thing is just getting that power. Remember what I said to you about pulling the butt of the rod into you, yeah? It don't come from moving your front arm, it comes from your left arm. Just remember to look at something higher, yeah? That way it'll force you to release the line. See what I mean? You're looking at higher, and straight away you hit the clip and the feeder's so much, because wherever you look, that's the trajectory of the feeder. So if the higher you look, the sooner you're going to release it, because you're trying to make it go further than what you want it to make it go, but you need to do that so you can hit the clip. That's it. So in an ideal world, what you're trying to do is actually cast the feeder like 5 metres past where you clipped up to. That's it, well done, lovely. Done. My job here is done. The thing is, you just got to remember that.
The fish are up, they're cruising about, so we've had a little go to down, it's not been brilliant, so basically he's dropped off and now he's got a waggler stroke bomb line, so he can fish up in the air, feeding 8mm pellets, or if he's not catching on that, he can chuck a bomb over the same line, drop below, and basically he's converting one line into two there.
Is there a rule of thumb of how far you'd come off? Have you sort of leaded around to find the bottom of a shelf, or have you literally just come like a rod length off?
Yeah, he's come back so that he's fishing where the deep water is. He
Right,
doesn't want to
okay.
be fishing where it's sort of 3 foot deep, because the fish will just follow him straight to the bottom. He's basically got about 8 foot of water where he's fishing.
Right, nice. Well, all the prep has been done. The guys and girl are ready to go. My favourite part of the day, this. All in!
Where myself and Alex are, we've got wind off our back, which is nice and comfortable, but perhaps not the best fishing conditions. I'd expect the most fish to be caught on the wind, probably on like bomb and pellet, short pole, and then I think they could have some good edge fishing over there. Having said that, myself and Alex, we've got a good peg. If he can keep his casting going as it is, we've got every chance.
Second cast, I believe, the rod tip's just gone round, and I'm not entirely sure who's more nervous, Alex or Steve, because Steve keeps loosening off the clutch, and Alex looks like he's, well, just in the zone, mate, sitting on his box, just chilling, winding in a carp. Steve, however, he's sweating. That is a chunk as well, mate, wherever he is. Lovely fish, that, Alex, mate, well done. No, he's not. Go on, Stevie. Go on. Well done, son. Mate, that looks massive on you.
It is.
Steve, Alex, I think that classifies as a kipper.
That's a real big fish.
Yeah, oh, good hands, mate. Now, your PB before today was?
12.
Right, okay.
I think he just broke it.
I think you just smashed it. Well done, son.
To be a fish that's probably my PB, it makes me really happy, because it makes me feel like there can be more of them fish, and that's going to give me a really good chance.
Now, young Will, you've got off to an absolute flyer, mate, haven't you?
Yep.
Who's your guru?
Mark Griffiths.
So you've done well to catch one.
Yep.
Yeah. What method you started off with?
Bomb and pellet.
Right, and you fished that before, I'm assuming, after
Yeah.
looking at you over the last 10
Yeah.
minutes, yeah? What is your favourite method?
Probably fishing for roach and longpole.
Oh, right, okay, so this is not in your comfort zone, it's fair to say.
Not really, no.
Right, okay, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, get this back. You've got off to an absolute flyer, so well done, mate.
What I've sort of tried to show Will so far is that if you're just going to be fishing a straight bomb rather than the waggler, which it's too windy for today, you can get away with pouching a bit more bait. Like when you're firing 2 and 3 pellets for the waggler line, it's so you've got both options. But today we need to get a bit of bait down there so we can chuck the bomb over it and catch on the bottom. We don't want 2 and 3 pellets dropping through, bringing them off the bottom. So things like that, little tweaks and stuff that, you know, a couple of big pouches and then sit there for 10 minutes over the top can work. Other days it doesn't, so we're just ringing the changes really.
Now then, big man, you and Harry have definitely not drawn the best peg. However, you're getting the most out of it. It's important now, though, isn't it, to keep your head?
Yeah. It is when you're watching everyone on this bank with the wind pumping in, getting the bait shook, and it's us two here that we're struggling really. But you just got to crack on, haven't you? And be positive, keep putting the bait in, and fishing's a funny game, isn't it? You can turn up any time, as we've just seen, last 2 chucks.
Exactly, 2 chucks, 2 fish, yeah. I mean, they're only sort of £1.5, £2 skimmers, but it's £4 that you never had 5 minutes ago, isn't it? Now then, Josh, it's been a little bit of a frustrating start for you, mate, but you've just nailed your first one. However, you made some significant changes with your feed. Tell us about them.
Well, what we were doing was catapulting like 4 or 5 pellets over the top.
Right.
Trying to attract like, some fish into the swim.
Yep.
But it wasn't working. So what we've done, we've decided to change. And now, before we cast out, we're putting like 10 pellets in.
Yep.
And chucking over the top. And putting the stop button and leaving it for like 5 minutes, and then we're reeling it in, refeeding and chucking out again. But if we start getting bites in like after a minute, we might bring the time down to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Right, okay, so you're feeding a similar amount of pellet over a 5-minute period, but you're feeding it all in one go to try and keep them on the deck where your bomb and pellet are.
Yeah, because with the wind you can't fish up in the water.
Right.
Because it don't present right.
Oh, good lad.
Concentrating on feeding, little and often, varying your feeding pattern, and casting. The secret being to feather the line so you get separation between the float and pellet, so you get what I call a double plop. What you don't want to be doing is casting out and the float hammering into the water, because that's going to scare the fish. So we've been casting out, just putting a gentle break on the line so you get your float to land, pellet land separate, and then your bites tend to come very quickly. So it's just a case of keeping busy but working on what they're not good at. That's the secret. It's easy to fish the same methods all the time and catch fish, but if you want to improve as an angler, you have to work at things you're not so good at so you become better at them. I think the event itself has been fantastic. You know, the standard of like youngster now is astonishing. I don't remember being this good myself when I was this age, which is quite worrying because I'm getting older and they're going to be bursting onto the match scene. So standard's really high, and like I think all of them have picked up some little pointers today which are only going to help them win more matches.
Three ghosties in a bream. We're on fire at the minute.
Well, that's it, time's up. There's been blood, sweat, and quite possibly in some cases tears, but that is the end of the Guru Match Academy. Oh, epic foul. Can't even get a proper klaxon. God.
Today's just been unbelievable. Everyone has been so more advanced than before, and even the lads with very little tackle have really done well.
What a fantastic day, what fantastic weather, and I've got to say, what great performances right across the board. I think you'll all agree it fished really moody this morning. However, this afternoon, hopefully, due to the coaching that you had in the first 3 hours, every single one of you performed admirably.
Brilliant. Learnt loads, got loads of fish. Brilliant day, couldn't ask for any more. Second in the match, with sponsorship. How could it get any better?
It's amazing. I've always wanted a sponsorship, and it's one of the best companies in the world, so can't wait.
I'm afraid that's it for the 2016 Guru Match Academy. Guys, you know what to do.